Hey you guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be planting some organic turmeric. Well, it doesn't really have to be organic. You can buy whatever turmeric you want. But in my area, they all seem to be organic. So turmeric is a type of ginger. So gingers are pretty amazing plants. They're rhizome growers. So these are the little rhizomes that you're eating. Turmeric is like a good kind of a superfood. I don't know all the benefits of turmeric, but it's one of those things that should be added to everything. Just boost your body. So anyway, fun to grow. I don't know if I'll eat them. I just want to grow them because I love ginger. So they're such pretty plants. So I'm going to be potting these up in a little bulb tray. I'm not going to be keeping them in this. I'm actually going to plant them directly in the garden. I just want to give them a little bit of a head start before they go outside. So what I'm doing is I'm just putting a little piece of paper towel in the bottom. As you know, I just use the paper towel just to stop the soil from running out the bottom as I water it. The paper towel will break down. Many people use coffee filters. You can use sponges, you can use stones, you can use whatever the heck you want. I use a paper towel. We've got our little turmerics. I will bring you down. We'll add some soil to this pot and we'll plant them up. Okay, so first thing, let's just fill this up with some soil. I'm going to use the Pro Mix High Porosity. You can use a standard potting soil. You can use a garden soil if you'd like, but when you're planting in a pot, I find that it's easier to, or it's better to use a potting soil rather than a garden soil, because the garden soil actually compacts a lot harder than a potting soil. It allows more airflow and whatever. Since you don't have worms in your pots generally, you're not going to get the aeration in a garden soil in a pot like you would in the ground. So anyway, rambling, a little bit more soil. There we go. Got a nice full pot there. And now we'll just put this off to the side for a second and we'll look at these little rhizomes. I planted these a couple of years ago and it was a lot of fun. They did beautifully. I didn't get any flowers on them, which I was a little sad for, but whatever. They were still fun to watch grow. So some of these, I find that if you go organic, they're smaller. If you don't go organic, they're bigger. So you get what you pay for, I guess. Organic is probably more concentrated flavor-wise than a standard non-organic. Same thing with regular ginger. If you buy the organic ginger, it's going to be non-organic ginger is going to be bigger, more plump, and the organic ginger is going to be smaller like this. So when you're looking at your package before you purchase it, you want to look at the pieces that are inside. Some of these are actually looking a little sad. It could just need a little bit of moisture to plump them back up, but who knows? Not all of them are going to grow, but many of them are going to grow. So what I looked for in this particular package was something that had little growth eyes. So this one here has a little bit of growth starting. There's two. There's one right by my thumb as well. This one here is well on its way to starting, as you can see. So that's why I bought this package in particular. At least I'm going to have one or two plants, and then these are going to grow. I'll relate them to a bearded iris, where it's a rhizome kind of growing at the surface of the soil, and it just will meander around and do what it does, living its best life. So yeah, I'm going to plant all of these and we'll see what happens. Move them off to the side. There's no right or wrong way to plant these. However, what I'm seeing here is there's a growth point here, a growth point here, here, and here. And the same thing on this side. There's a growth point here, here, that I would consider one, and then one right here. So I want to plant this flat so that there's a growth point coming out this way and a growth point coming out this way. But if you can't see where the growth is coming from, it doesn't really matter how you plant them. So I'm basically going to leave these on the surface of the soil pretty well, barely covering them. You can cover them a little bit, but don't cover them too much. This one here, because it's got the growth and it's already pointing this way, that's how I'm going to plant it. And also there should be a growth point here, 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 and here. I hope you're able to see that. So it's kind of easy to notice. Because this one's already starting to grow, I'm going to place it in the facing into the pot, because it will naturally want to start traveling this way. And if it was coming from the side, it's going to naturally grow this way. So this one looks like growth points here, 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 and here, 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 and here. I'm not going to do that anymore because they're all just pretty self-explanatory. I'm just going to plant it on its side so that both of them are facing out. Yeah, these all have nice little growth points. So again, you want to kind of keep them at the soil surface. They don't want to be buried too deep. They want to be a little bit dry. Kind of like they want to be in the sun a little bit. Alright, so we've got these almost all planted. Just getting all the little odds and sods. This one I have no idea. Oh, it looks like the growth points are right here. There's a little line going along the side of the growth there. But who knows if that's right. So if it's not right, it'll right itself. Some of these, again, are not going to grow. But we'll give them a fighting chance. We'll still plant them. Alright. So now I'm just going to water this in. I want to water it in quite well, because some of these are a little dried out. So the moisture that I'm adding right now should plump them up. And in a week or two, there should be some growth. So let's wait and see what it looks like. So I'll actually show you, I planted a ginger plant, I don't know, maybe a month ago, and I'll show you that one. Okay, so here is a 2 week after we planted the turmeric update. We got little sprouts everywhere. This is the one that looked strongest in the beginning, and it's obviously doing really, really well. Again, haven't watered this since I planted them. Looks like I'm going to give it a little bit of a drink today. Today's watering day. Looks a little dry. But as you can see, we've got all kinds of sprouts. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sprouts so far, and it's only been 2 weeks. So maybe next week we'll see even more, especially after I water. So I wanted to give you that little bit of an update to show you how things are going. So here's a little ginger plant that I had sprouted. It's not living its best life. It was allowed to dry out, I think, twice since it started to grow, and it didn't like that at all. But now I'm on the better watering regimen, so it's going to start growing better. It naturally likes to go outside, so yeah, it will go outside when the weather gets nicer and the leaves are going to look nicer. These gingers, I find, have a narrower leaf. The turmeric has a wider leaf. So yeah, they're quite cool. So I planted, it was just a tiny little bit of ginger that was left. It was maybe an inch long. And I noticed there was a little bit of a growth point, but it was starting to look a little weathered on my counter, and I guess it was the last little bit from using the rest of the ginger. And yeah, I planted it up, and here I have a little ginger plant. So in the fall, I'll be able to dig this out and have some ginger, hopefully. So hopefully it also flowers. I want to see what the ginger flower looks like, and I also really want to see the turmeric. The turmeric I like better, but why not grow some ginger? Why not? So anyway, show me what you're growing. I'd love to see what sort of interesting kitchen scraps you're germinating. Maybe you're growing oranges or lemons. Maybe you're doing ginger. Maybe you got a pineapple starting to grow. I'd love to know what you're doing. It's so fun to be creative and try things that you maybe wouldn't normally do. And yeah, tag me on Instagram. Post photos to the Plants and Things What's Growing page on Facebook. Whatever's easier for you. I'd love to see what's happening. Anyway, until next time, you guys, happy growing.